Coming up on 21st and Prime, Bill's big win. We get to talk to Bill number one, well, maybe number two, Andre Reed in the house. And we're going to take some quick hits. We got to find out whether we can find some people a job.
Yo, nephew, hand me that Barstool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner, 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. You know what it is, and for what it's worth. You can catch me on the best corner, 21st. Prime time, shine time, always in the game, never ever on the sideline. Fresh and clean.
Welcome to 21st in Prime, sponsored by Heineken. Let's get right into it, Mr. Dukes. Playoffs.
Yes.
That bull junk I saw from the Baltimore Ravens offense was hot garbage.
Okay.
I don't even know. I'm past upset
Really?
with what I saw.
Okay. It was discouraging, yes.
What you mean discouraged?
Well, you're a head coach, so I guess it's a little different now.
Everybody's seen every play coming.
Yeah.
You saw it. You saw it coming.
Yeah.
And this is not an excuse for Lamar. And some of you out there going to say, well, can he handle a broader offense? Yes, he was the MVP a year ago, so I'm pretty sure he can handle that. But it was so predictable. It was so untimely, meaning that timing of calls and setting up situations, it was horrible.
Well,
They got to address this.
Well, Coach, let me ask you this question. Okay, so we know what the offense does. Okay,
Tell them what to do, because they don't understand
what the
you're
offense.
saying.
Let me back up. We know what the team does because it is a team game. They play great team defense.
They did.
That part of it showed up.
They
again.
did.
This team has to run the football and then throw off of the run.
Well, if everyone knows that, why don't you incorporate, let's go short game first. Then let's open it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Then let's run. You know that. We know that. You can't go in there doing what everyone knows you're going to do.
Right.
Change your game up a little bit.
We're going to take
Have
the
some
running
creativity.
game. We're going to take the running game away and make the quarterback
Man,
and the passing game.
It was the fans
beat
that's
us.
in the box. It was 15 kids and young men in the box to stop the run. Come on, man. Jay, it was frustrating as a player. Mm-hmm. And not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm a man. I'm not saying that you're not men and women. Mm-hmm. But I know this game. Mm-hmm. It was frustrating knowing this game, seeing what the game plan was. It really was.
I just don't know.
They need some receivers too.
Well, that's the easy.
I mean,
that's
going to win outside the numbers. Win.
That area, when you think about as great as the Ravens organization has been over the years, and even with Ozzie at the helm, that receiving thing always seemed to escape them.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes it is always that guy or those guys. Because I can tell you, but I really can't tell you who the starting receivers are still for the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
Which is a problem. So, but again, to me, and this is where this offseason will be very interesting for me with the quarterback, is something's got to happen.
Something's going to happen.
Something has to happen. But I like what the coach has built. Greg Roman we're talking about. I like what he's built for Lamar to be successful. But with everything, it's got to evolve.
You can do more.
It's got to evolve. But can you do more?
Yes.
Well, hang on. Can you do more if you don't have the? Because 1 minute you're saying, and rightfully so, they don't have anything on the outside. What's the starting receiver's name again? That's my point.
Hollywood Brown. Yeah,
No. That's
you know this man.
No, but the world doesn't know.
They do know who this man is.
No,
they don't know him as him to be that.
My point. That's what I'm saying. Then we don't know him.
Right.
That's my point. You first round draft pick, you whatever. You will emerge. He has not emerged. No receiver that I can think of short of Steve Smith.
So are you blaming it on the scheme or are you blaming it on Lamar?
I think it's all. No, I think it's. Well, I think it's all of the above. I don't know how much more the quarterback can do if he doesn't trust what's outside.
Let's say this.
Okay.
And I want to put you on the spot right
All
now.
right.
This is some good stuff. Y'all get ready to hold on to this. Mm-hmm. If you're a receiver and you're a free agent, forget a rookie. We need free agent right now. That somebody that's seasoned, a vet that could come in and pay dividends immediately. If you're that guy, Do you come into Baltimore
Yes.
as
Absolutely.
a receiver?
Absolutely.
So you're not afraid that, okay, I'm not going to get my numbers.
Well, how do you know you're not going to get the numbers?
I'm just saying.
I'm asking.
I'm not going to be a Hall of Famer. I'm not going to
Why?
be bona fide Pro Bowler.
Why?
Because will they blame that on Lamar?
Here's what I'd say.
Then the reason I'm saying this, I'm going to go back. You get mad at me all you want to the whole Kaepernick thing. A lot of receivers weren't running up there to get to San Francisco. RG3, a lot of receivers weren't running over there to get on the field with those dudes. Because the numbers are not, you're not going to get the numbers that you want to be justified.
But I don't agree with that.
Well, tell me.
I think that
I'm asking you.
yeah, I would say it's just like, for example, you came to Jackson State to be a part of change.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm that dog at wide receiver, I'm saying because see, I love the running game, the line, the
If
excitement.
you're a
of the
dog
quarter-
at wide receiver, you do not love the running game.
No,
Stop.
no. I love the pieces that this Baltimore team that I'm evaluating
But if you're a
has.
receiver-
I can go in. No, I'm saying to myself, if I'm a transformative figure or player, man, I could go in and make that thing right.
No, if
you are, I'm
you're-
gonna bet on me all
If you're a
time.
dog, you sitting up there saying, you know what? How many yards did he throw for last year? 2,000 and something. I don't know about that. He threw for 4,000, so I could get at least 1,000 of those. That's the way receivers think.
But my point is, but I think what you're missing is that the right guy goes and sees the opportunity as opposed to the shortcoming. The right guy goes in and says, man, see, I could set that off right there.
He got to have his check.
gonna
Does
get
he have his check
anyway.
though?
He was going to have to get his
Because
check.
he may not get another one. That's
free-
what he's thinking.
But in free agency, you only get one check anyway.
Okay.
But again, go back to me. If I'm the right kind of receiver, it ain't for everybody. Your evaluation is totally right of some people. But when I look at the Baltimore Ravens, they're going to continue to play defense.
Example, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm just giving you an example.
Oh, he's going there.
Okay, hold
He
on,
would go in there.
hold on. Let me paint the picture.
All right.
Picture perfect.
All
Paint a
right.
perfect picture. That's what Tupac said.
Playing what with it?
Picture perfect. I paint a perfect picture.
Got it.
Okay.
Right.
DeAndre Hopkins
Right.
got out there last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Let me go on over here because I got a quarterback that likes to run, but he can pass the ball. Then I got an offensive coordinator who's more pass-oriented than run-oriented in Houston. So I'm going to make the decision to go there, not some of these other places. That was his thought process, even though he had a quarterback that loves to run a bit.
If you call DeAndre Hopkins right now on the phone, if you called him on your
He
phone
would
right
not
now,
go to
'cause
Baltimore. He would not go to Baltimore.
he would not go to
He
Baltimore.
would not go to Baltimore.
Why?
Who else we could call? Let's call one of the old school. Who old school that we could call that put it down at receiver that said they would go to Baltimore?
Let's back it up this way. Let me back up and ask you this
I'm not
question.
talking about just because you my homie and you my dog and we matter because we black lives.
No.
I'm talking about
No,
because I
see
want to win a
opportunities.
Super Bowl and I want my numbers.
And I'm-
First of
No,
all, receivers
oh.
want their numbers. Let's get that straight. Let's stop, James. They're the most selfish creatures ever created. You know this.
So you're telling me
Call
there'd be no
wanna call T.O.?
receiver that says
Chad,
I would
T.O.,
go in there.
Old school. Who?
Yeah, call T.O. Ask him would he go in there and look at this. We're going to talk, by the way, Andre Reed is joining us later on in the show as well. We'll be talking to Andre Reed as well. But because see, I see opportunity. There's nothing I saw the quarterback do that he can't do with his own.
He's on my old phone.
We
gonna find T.O.
Yeah, but he can throw the ball.
Who?
The quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens.
Yes, yeah, he was MVP a year ago.
And so my point to you is somebody saying, okay, we got a 42-year-old Des Bryant that's out there.
Des
he
can
has
still
not-
play. You need to stop. I would not sit up here and let you criticize Des Bryant. Des could still play. Just because you ain't
He's
seen
40.
that, he ain't 40 years old. Des is not 40 years old. You need to stop.
39
He's
or
not
something.
39 years old. You need to stop, dog. And Des can still play. No, you ain't no good. That's not right. That's not right.
The point of the matter is,
I'm DMing
see,
him right now.
I truly see opportunity in Baltimore. They need a couple more pieces, and they're outside. Because the other thing, and I heard it was the Miami game, and whoever was covering the game did a great job of explaining Ryan Fitzpatrick and his role as a mentor, not a mentor as much as what the job that he took as quarterback, as the backup, and how he influences Tua. And the thing that he said is, I'm not talking to this guy about what he should do on this play or that play. I'm talking to him about situations and circumstances, how you better handle. Oh Lord.
Keep talking.
Oh, Lord. So
Don't get
talking.
distracted.
I see. But the point being is that I think the guy needs the right weapons, and I think the right kind of guy who knows football looks in there, sees it, and they say to themselves, I could take that team to the next level. Because they are a playoff team. They are some outside players just waiting to happen. So,
God, you lucky.
yeah.
You lucky.
But that one right there you just called, I guarantee you he would have said, yeah, I'd have stepped up and took that. I believe T.O. would have said, I'll still up and took. Because you look at the Baltimore Ravens, they got everything there. And the other piece of what I was saying with Lamar is that he's got to learn to be able to trust. Ain't nobody running NFL open these days. When you get to the NFL, it don't get open unless you're the dude out in Kansas City who run like the wind. But you're going to have to put the ball in harm's way, and the quarterback's going to have to trust. Lamar don't trust anybody. That's my thing is because you got to throw the fade stop. You got to throw these things, and you got to be able to trust.
We as a people have a hard time trusting what we don't believe.
I understand that. But the goal here has to be, to me, like I said, I look at the Baltimore Ravens. I love what I see. I love what I see. And there is, in my opinion, a glaring hole. But as we talked about before, you're not looking for anybody here.
How can the kicker miss 2 kicks? He never
that
does
shocked me.
He's the best.
He's the best.
When I saw that,
So you knew what was going to happen.
I jumped in the shower.
Yeah. Something else going to happen. Things are going to continue to go this way.
I jumped in the shower, got me some sweet iced tea, and went on to bed.
Had another day.
That was it. Because I know it was over. That don't happen.
Speaking of sweet iced tea, it's not quite iced tea, but it's something special, by the way. Let's talk about our friends at Heineken 00. You know, the beginning of the year.
Tell them what 00 means. So they
00 means
they see
zero
Heineken,
alcohol.
They think I'm sitting up here and getting
and
drunk.
more importantly, no, Coach doesn't drink. And 0 calories. You know, and so.
Say that again.
0 alcohol.
0 what?
Alcohol.
Wow.
And
Hey, hold on.
0
Say 0
calories.
alcohol.
0 alcohol.
And hit it with the organ.
Okay. And 0 calories. I want you to log on to a website, beerforjanuary.com. That's beerforjanuary.com. And we want you to kind of do a little taste test, you know, taste how it feels, you know, and I say taste how it feels. Now, you don't understand that.
You can't taste how it feels.
Yes, you can.
How?
Because you don't drink alcohol.
You right.
You got me?
Okay.
Taste how it feels.
Taste how it feels. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. When we return, another yellow jacket in the house.
You better hope T.O. don't call back.
Andre Reed joins us next.
Always in the game, never ever on the sideline.
This man here, man, gave me fits. I ain't want to see him. I'm not going to lie to you. Because his quarterback, his quarterback was his dog. They had some real chemistry, but Hall of Famer, man.
Yeah.
Always just a pleasant dude. Yeah.
Dre, how you doing, sir?
Andre Reed. What's up, boss?
I'm doing good, man. Prime, what's up? What's up, Jamie? How you guys doing out here in California? As I said earlier, it's beautiful out here. It's Victory Sunday, y'all.
Okay, so you boasting about you boasting about
he just came right in there with it.
He just came right in there with it.
Yeah.
I came right out.
I'm so happy that they're winning
Yeah.
again, finally, like you guys won. A lot of people discredit your tenure era because of the 4 losses, but they don't understand. You know how good you had to be to get there 4 consecutive times in the Super Bowl, man. Tell me about that team, man, in that time.
Well, Prime, let me tell you, man, you know, not only 4 times in a row, but to keep all those guys together, that doesn't happen anymore in sports. I don't care what sport it is, that doesn't happen. You know, Thurman and Jim and Bruce and Cornelius, you know the cast of characters, Jamie. You played against the guys too. It was a family, bro. It was a family. And I think sports, as you go on in your life and you develop these kind of relationships, they become more of your family than your family does. And I still talk to those guys now. We're ecstatic about this season of what the Bills have done. But I wouldn't want to do that with anybody else. And when I write a book, it's going to be called that. I wouldn't want to do it with anybody else but these guys.
That's all.
That's a long.
Because-
That's a little too.
But no, it's not
That's
too
a
long. I
little
like the
too
tackle.
long.
He's very analytical
Yeah.
about everything.
Yes, I am.
Let me
Yes.
ask you this though.
Yeah,
With
go ahead.
all families, you had two clearly distinct families, offense and defense.
Yes.
Tally, Biscuit, Bruce, Nate Odoms,
Yeah.
all of those guys. Was it two different families and then we all came and backed each other? Or how did that play itself out personality-wise?
I think you hit the nail on the head there. We all had different personalities. We all knew not only our skill set, but how do we bring that skill set on the field every Sunday when we play? How do we mold each other together to where, all right, this is what you do good, this is what you do good, but can we all do one thing really good? And that was a challenge every single week. When you got perennial Pro Bowlers and Prime, we got 7 Hall of Famers from that team.
7.
How do you get all those guys, a coach, an owner, and a GM? And how do you get that all together for one purpose? And I think when I talk to kids now, I tell them that you can have all the talent in the world, but what I'm doing on the field, not only do you believe what I'm doing, can we permeate that all across the whole spectrum of what we're trying to do? And that's really what that team was about. It was about guys that just not only knew what they did on the field, but pointed at you and you're right at you and said, you need to do what I do, or at least be behind me. And that's what that football team was about in Buffalo, man. And I was there at the right time with the right coaches, the right fan. Everything was just right. Yeah, we didn't win a Super Bowl, and that's after so many years, after 35 years now, the buts become, wow. They don't say but anymore. But yeah, that's what it's about. It's about winning a championship. But
See,
all these other players,
oh man,
yeah,
you guys, it was like it was a team meeting at the Pro Bowl.
straight up.
It was.
You know Prime,
But
Prime, bro. It was.
Y'all had some ignorant dudes too, man. Y'all had some fools, man. No, they did. No, first of all, let's get this straight. Half the team was drunk on the way.
That's where we was
on the plane to the
That's correct.
I'm not gonna call no names. I actually seen them take this one dude. They had to have a wheelchair to wheel him off the plane, to put him in a car to get him to the hotel. That's how ignorant they were. Now they were good, but boy, they had fun. They had fun. Yeah.
The funny thing about that is the dude we were wheeling off, the guy wheeling him off was just as bad.
That's what I'm talking about. I ain't want to say that. You're exactly right.
But you know what, Prime and Jamie, that sometimes you laugh about that. Mm-hmm. But that's how close we were.
That's right.
That's how close we were. We won more games in a 10-year span before the Patriots did what they did in the last how many years than any team in NFL history. So if you go back, once football is never played again, and they pull up a book and they go in the middle of the book and it says the Buffalo Bills from 1990 to 94 or 89 or whatever years we're talking about, there's going to be a lot of paper.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's the paper that's got to be redacted though. That's the point.
Yes. And then there's going to be some bad paper on the other side of it.
Yeah, correct. Because see, that's what I was trying to politely get into.
Hey, right now, at this point, it ain't no politely. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Coach Levy do it, man? I'm a head coach. How did he do it with all the different personalities? How did he do it?
Prime, that's a great question. And I think respect, bro. I think we have respect for that guy. Marv is 95 years old.
Wow.
He's 95 years old, man. And when you live to 95, bro, you've been doing something right. There ain't no doubt about it. But not only was he kind of let us be men. And I know as a head coach now at Jackson State, you're coaching kids, really.
Yes.
So how do you mold those kids? Because one day you're gonna wake up, you got to be a man when you wake up. Ooh. You got to be a man fast, because if you're not, everything's gonna pass you by. And that's really, not only you trying to make them great football players, you got to make them great kids and great people as they go on. And people have asked me over since you got the job, well, how you think, Prime and Deion, how do you think Prime's going to do at Jackson State? I said, man, I ain't worried about him. I said, that dude knows, not only does he know football, he knows kids, and he knows kids how they think. And if, guess what? It is what it is. This is the way I'm gonna do it. If you don't like it, that's just how it is. And that's how you got, nowadays, that's how you got to go at kids.
Yeah.
You got to look them straight in the eye and say, all this other stuff on the sides here, hey, man, it's going to come at you. But are you focused? You focus, man. You know, horse, put them little blinders on. You focus. That's how we get things done. Focus and working hard.
That's right.
And I think that team, Marv, really epitomized what that team was about, because he was focused and he wasn't boisterous like a Bill Parcells. You know, Bill.
Yeah.
Belichick get right in your mouth. Marv wasn't like that. We had enough mouths on that team, I'm gonna tell you. And we were held accountable for each other. And guess what? That accountability got into the coaches too. They were accountable.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they coach us, you got to do your job too. And I think it was such a great mixture of all that. And then of course you got to have the talent. But man, it was one of the best, not the best time of my life, Prime. And I'm not gonna say, just because we lost, because people want to talk about that, but they admire that now more than anything.
Well, it'll never be done again. Number one, not so much. I liken it to the 4 appearances consecutive. I don't know how a team can do it. We were talking last week about kind of forgive the phrase, but it's kind of like the Super Bowl loser jinx, if you would. It seems like every team that has lost a Super Bowl, they just fall
it isn't just us. It's every team.
No, but they didn't fall apart. No, but you guys didn't fall apart, which was different than every other team that we've seen over time. A lot of them struggle even to make the playoffs. And I think part of it goes back to the players that you had. Because here's the thing that a lot of people don't know is, we start talking about playing, after the game, you, Tally, Biscuit, all you guys are going to make sure that we had a spread.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
On the plane with. That included whiskey, vodka, bag full of alcohol, the whole shebang. And it's a different time. And
we got it in. That's it. We got it in.
Oh, you got it in. Y'all got it in.
We got it in. We got it in.
Now, Jim.
And I think,
Jim got it in too. Yeah. Jim got it in too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we just don't want to discriminate ethnicity, because they like just the black.
Yeah. Hey, it is what it is, bro. So you know how that is, man. But I think you guys, all those years, you saw us, and we played against each other. And Prime is, when they talk to me, I mean, I don't go 2 days without saying who's the best defensive back you ever played with. And there's 2 guys. There's a lot of them, but there's 2 guys that are at the top, and that's Dion and Rod. They were the 2 top guys that if I played against them, I had to put up Christmas tree in July. I had to be ready to go, because they were going to bring their best game. And I said, I play against Hall of Famers, bro. I played against Hall of Famers. And I knew that on Monday. I knew that coming to practice. I'm watching the film Monday from Sunday's game, but I ain't going home yet because I got to watch.
You know what? Let me give you something else in our era that because you're speaking wisdom. When people ask you, I say, guys, do you understand when I had to cover Jerry, I had to deal with Steve and Joe. When I had to cover Andre, I had to deal with Jim. So not only did you have to deal with a Hall of Fame receiver, you had to deal with a Hall of Fame quarterback. Do you know that everybody, that's how.
And guess what? You don't see that nowadays.
No. Everybody had their guy. When you dealt with Mike Irvin, you had to deal with Troy Aikman. Like,
yes, sir.
Had to deal with those guys.
And then you had Emmett on the back end.
Yeah, Emmett on the back end. And
you got Thurman front end. You got Thurman on the back end.
Thurman, man. And then also, not only did you guys have a Batman, but you had a Robin. You was the Batman, but you had about 2 or 3 Robins over there, that were bad boys out there on the other side out wide that you had to deal with.
Yeah, you had to deal with some ballers, man. And I mean, I want to ask you a question. Now you're a head coach. If somebody asked you about your playing days, and it had one word or sentence or one word had to sum up your playing days and what it was like, because people ask me that all the time. Oh, out here in San Diego, they don't talk about Chargers out here. Right. They don't talk about the Chargers. But if you had to sum up your playing days in one word or a sentence, how would you do that?
We had a purpose. We played with a purpose. Like my purpose, I played. That's why I like to watch you guys in your Hall of Fame speeches. So now we get to understand who you really are and why. What was that purpose? So when I'm playing, I was playing to make sure my mama never had to work another day of her life.
Straight.
See, now it's playing for the likes, the followers, the this, the that, the fame of it. It's a whole different aspect of why you really doing this. I said in the Hall of Fame speech, if your dream ain't bigger than you, there's a problem with your dream. But now the dream is all about I. And that's what a problem is.
And guess what? They can't get away. They can't get away from that either because it comes up.
Yeah, but if you start,
and then you
finish that.
Yes.
Yeah.
The old adage, they ain't no I in team.
We called it kill the carrier back in Florida when you throw up the ball and somebody attack. We played those games. Now everything's structured and organized and 7-on-7. Ain't nobody just go out there to go out. If you go out to play, they got to have a trainer. They got to have a coach. It ain't nobody just going out there on their own. Very few. I'm sorry.
Hey, Jamie Dukes. Yes, Jamie Dukes. You know it's bad when you go in the training room and they got that little tub, but only about 3 people can fit in it.
Mm.
and they ice in it too, so it's really small. And you get in there with a lineman, and he take up half of the tub, and 2 other dudes get in there like this. They ain't that. That's
Oh no, they do
House and Ken Hall. That's plenty right there between the
dude. These dudes now got warm pools, they got cold pools. You can't help but be good on the field.
Yeah,
you got all the amenities to make you good. If you don't take advantage of that, you don't even need to be there.
Speaking of that, let's talk about this year's Bulls, or this generation of Bulls. I love Josh Allen.
Yeah,
love what the coach is doing on the team. And Josh has growth. He shrunk the other day, and that's something you got to overcome. That was the one thing about y'all. There was never, I can't remember a player who shrunk
in the moment.
And we see more of that with guys. I mean, you was getting 34 and, you were getting that every single time. What have you seen in this Bills and where they are and where they have to go?
Yeah. This is Prime knows it's a quarterback-driven league, dog. You ain't got that man under center, not only calling the plays, but making everybody else around you better. If you don't have that guy, I don't care what you got on the other side of the field, you ain't going nowhere.
You forget it. At any level.
No, because you got to score points. You got to score points. Like this game today, if the Browns don't score, you got to score more points. But Kansas City wants you to try to score more points.
Mm-hmm.
That's their game. So I think the Buffalo Bills of 2020, when we met with Sean McDermott, I said this over the last all this year on Zoom calls and radio and all this. I said, this is what a head coach really is about, man. This is really what a head coach is about. He called me, Thurman, Bruce, Daryl, Cornelius, Steve Tasker. He called us up and said, hey, could you guys come in for just 2 days? I need to talk to you about this team in the city and how you did it. I was like, yes, sir, coach. We come in there. We flew in there, met him. We had dinner, sat in the back room. He started talking about what he wants to do with this franchise, how he wants to change the culture. And we sat there and just listened. He hardly said any words, man. You know us, bro. We were like in the locker room, Deion. We started talking like we were in the locker room. This dude didn't say 1 but 2 words and was writing stuff down. So I knew what his mindset was the minute I saw that. And all he wanted to know is, how did you guys do it year in and year out? How did you keep everybody together? What was the key? Besides, you guys were good football players, but there's a lot of good football players that, you ever see them team? Oh man, that's some good football players there. Why are they 3-12?
Right.
So that's really what he wanted to get at with us. How do you get all these guys together, be on the same page, win football games, and don't let your egos get bigger than the great big outdoors?
Let me take you right there. Your team. We're going back and forth between today and tomorrow. Was your team just that good? and it didn't matter because you were just so talented. Because keeping all that together, it sounds good.
Of course, yeah.
That you
Those
know
guys wanted it, dog.
that's a difficult task. So how did that Bills team again doing something? I don't think we've had teams that have went back to back to back. Now that I think about it, not to mention
The Patriots had a chance to do it last year.
they had a chance, but they didn't. And again, so that's why I say, how did that Buffalo Bills team find a way year in and year out to do that?
Man, that's and I went back. Said this earlier, Prime. That's it's accountability, man, and that's such an easy word to say to a certain point, but you break that word down, and that applies to everything you do. And I think, yeah, we were crazy, we did things, but when you came in them doors and you came in that stadium and came in them doors, you got to be a different bird.
Right.
You got to be a different dog, man. You got to be different because now we don't want what you do and you got to take care of that too, but we don't want what you do outside the facility to even sneak in these doors because then there's no purpose. So I think we were able to differentiate and keep that part of it out of it. Yeah, we had fun, we did this, but we were accountable for our fun too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference. If you just go out and have fun and you a fool, that's on you. But if you're accountable and you think up here about it, then it's a different story.
Before we let you go, we're here at Jackson State University, and the coach is, the graduation rate is 80 something plus.
88.
You've got
Awesome. Yeah.
Read 83 and your literacy program. Talk a little bit about your literacy program.
Thank you. I appreciate that, guys. I think, Prime, you put up that phone. And that's really what this whole world is about right now. It's not only what's on it, but what kind of information can you get from it that makes you better? But people need to look in here. This is really what makes you better and what you got in here. And sports is the avenue of that. But my program, I was a Boys and Girls Club kid growing up. I started in Boys and Girls Club at 6 years old because I didn't have the greatest of home lives. I was in an interracial family. My dad was an alcoholic. Dude, everything was set up for me to be nothing. But the Boys and Girls Club took me in, and I was there for almost every day for 10 years because I felt safe, number one, and I learned a lot, number two. And you can switch that around. I learned a lot, and I was safe. So that was my foundation. So when I go to Boys and Girls Clubs all around the country now, I'm an ambassador, just like Shaq and Jennifer Lopez and all that. To know that what they've done in their careers and they use that as a foundation for them, come on, man. That really not only inspires me to take the next generation and say, okay, no matter where you're from, what color you are, how much money you got, you just need a chance, and this is how you get it. Because the Boys and Girls Club is all about futures. They're all about molding futures of the kids. And I love to talk to kids, my reading program, because reading is very important, because you can't read, you can't do too much of it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, we take it for granted, but you can't read a playbook, you can't do anything if you can't read. I don't care if you can run daylight. So what I do is, we have a challenge every year, and because of COVID this year, we aren't able to do it, but we're going to get back on it as it opens up, is we take kids out of Boys and Girls Clubs and they read books. They have to read books in a certain amount of time, and how many books they read, their books get tracked by the people at the club. The winners of the challenge go to a game with me on the sideline. They meet the owner, they meet their favorite players, something that the average person ain't doing that.
That's right.
So not only do I give them that experience, but they learn a lot too. And I was one of those kids.
Wow.
So that's what my program does. I'm going to continue to do it until I am not here anymore. Because some kids are going to come up to me in about 10 years when I'm about 75 and say, hey, I was in your program. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. I grew up in Boys and Girls Club as well.
We all did.
There you go.
Yeah, the true impact. This gentleman right here, James, is a stand-up dude. When he used to come to the Pro Bowl, you talking about running routes 1,000 miles an hour, and he gonna know what I'm getting ready to say right now.
I know he is. I know. Prime said, "Go ahead, Prime."
Hit him in Atlanta, and I went up there. And first of all, you got to try to get your hands on, because if you miss him at the jam, no, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
He ran a fade on me. I promise you, he had to be 5 yards in front of me. And thank God the quarterback threw it the other way. And I said, Lord, thank you. But the sad thing about it, he knew he had, and I know he had me. See, I wasn't one of those corners. Ain't nobody catch no balls. No, he had me. They just didn't choose.
Hey, Jamie. Yes. And then on the other side, I say, we were playing Dion. I was playing against Dion, Atlanta, Fulton County Stadium.
Yeah.
Man, that ugly stadium, that ugly field.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was Dion's rookie year. I think it was your rookie year, right? Dion?
Yeah, my rookie year.
And we were running people out the stadium.
What y'all wanted to do.
Dion followed me everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I beat Dion off the line, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I got him.
I said,
no.
Jesus. I said, thank you, Jesus.
I heard, my ears came out of my helmet, and I heard him coming, bro. And matter of fact, he was running so fast, he ran past me.
Right. Yeah. I was praying. But
let me tell you.
This dude's good, man.
Let me tell you, this guy right here, I think, what you're doing, man, I just want to give you props, bro, because you're a man, bro. You are a man of your word. You're a man of integrity. And I'm proud to know you as a friend, as a former, player and played against you. And whenever I talk about defensive backs, like I said, matter of fact, they say your name before I even comes out of my mouth. So the word respect doesn't do you justice, even though it does. And I respect you as a person. And I respect what you're doing, man. You're changing a lot of lives, brother. And you're making kids become men, and you're holding them accountable, man. Keep doing what you guys are doing, man.
Appreciate it. I just wish my bus actually looked like me. See, his bus actually looked like somebody named Bob or Thomas.
Don't they mess Prime? Don't they mess him up sometimes?
No, they mess mine up, man. They messed mine up. I don't know what was going on, but yours actually looked like you, man. I'm proud of you. Well deserved, man. God bless you, my brother.
God bless you, my brother.
Good seeing you, my brother.
All right, guys. Good luck. See y'all soon, man.
Coach, you and Chevy Silverado have a lot of things in common. When I think about you, I think about somebody who's strong, advanced, dependable, and more importantly, the thing you've always done is hardworking. And that's what I love about Chevy Silverado. And for folks out there who are looking for the right kind of vehicle, the right kind of machine, state-of-the-art machine, you're talking about Chevy Silverado. When you think about some of the uses, whether that be tailgating, which we'll be doing here in Jackson State, this football season, and tailgating that's going to be taking place all across this country, nothing better than being able to drop some stuff in the back of the truck and then be able to haul the things that you need. You start talking about hauling, for example. For those of you out there, because of COVID, we're not going to games as much. So now, perfect time to put your big screen in the back of your brand new Chevy Silverado. Towing, Coach, you got boats and all this other stuff, and Coach, you got all this other stuff, and the fact that you have the vehicle, the machine, that it doesn't matter what you're trying to haul or tow, it can get the job done. And obviously having a little fun, doing a little off-roading and I'm still challenged or amazed at the fact that, Coach, you have a bust in Canton. You have a home in Canton, Texas. You got a home in Canton, Mississippi. I don't quite figure it all. I can't quite figure it all out. But the bottom line is that you're taking and hauling stuff to all of those different places in Canton. And the thing that I like about Chevy Silverado has to do with the technology. And so what we want you to do, the next time you're looking at making that decision, you're thinking about me, just check out the Chevy Silverado, because I'm telling you, man, it's going to change your life. Welcome back, 21st and Prime. Coach, time for a few quick hits, okay?
I like it.
And today, looking at, we start talking about coaches and jobs and this, that, and the other. there's some people
I don't
out
like
there.
talking about coaches and their job, man. That's not proper.
Well, it's coaches or players.
Okay.
And it's about, can you find a home for them?
Everybody can find a home.
No. The home that their destination, their next destination is where they want to be, want to be.
Let's go.
But if you can't, you got to say pass. So anyway, Byron Leftwich,
What's wrong with the home he is now?
because the home he should be looking for potentially as a former quarterback and an offensive coordinator, has been successful with Tom Brady.
Yeah, so Tom, you can't do that.
Why can't he?
Byron is really good. I really love Byron Leftwich. You're not gonna give him credit for Tom Brady. Nobody's gonna give him credit for Tom Brady. Tom Brady came there being Tom Brady.
Excuse me.
I love Byron Leftwich.
So let me ask you this little exercise for us here. So who was the fired coach of the New York Jets?
The one that got fired.
What's his name? Adam Gase? Was that his name?
Yep.
Boy, did you know? They gave Adam Gase credit for helping Peyton Manning.
Hey, you see what happened to him.
Well, no, but he got 2 head
Yeah, but
coaching.
you see what happened to him.
Yeah, but he got 2 head coaching
and
jobs.
you see what happened to both of them.
So, but no, Leftwich hadn't got that yet. So my question to you is he ready for a head coaching gig or not?
He has to get his name has to. You see how this round right here?
Yeah.
His name has to circulate first.
Is he ready? So it's
I
not.
would
So
think
no
so,
is the
but
answer.
his name
No, it's
ain't-
not.
he's
You
in
said
the
no,
hat.
Coach. You said no.
Can we get enemy a job before we get?
Well,
Leftwich a job?
we working on that. We talked
Okay,
about
let's
that
go.
earlier. I'm
I
saying,
love Byron
yeah,
Leftwich. Trust me.
Okay, Greg Roman. Pass. Offensive coordinator.
That was the problem. They didn't pass. You want me to pass with him, and they didn't pass. That's why I'm mad right now. Dan and Dave right here texting me through the game, clowning me, sending me the funniest meme I've ever saw. Yeah, that's what Dan sent me during the game because of that mess.
All right. Players. Let's talk about some players. Now, still employed as I know it with the Houston Texans, but J.J. Watt. Where's the next home?
J.J. Watt wants to go somewhere and have an opportunity to win it.
Where could his talents
He can
less?
go anywhere that some team that's on the verge of winning.
At what price?
It's not going to be on what he's making right now. Oh, he's going to have to get on sale. Oh, he's going to have to be on he's going to be sitting up there on that rack. You know that rack where they just sitting up there. They just sitting up there on that rack. That clearance. He ain't quite on the clearance rack, but he for sale.
Is he like our man
He
Charles?
is on sale.
We're going to talk about Charles later on in the week, but is he like our man Charles Barkley in the one commercial, which is great, where they talk about picking sides, and he's the last one to get picked over the kid in the wheelchair?
Right.
Is that what it's
No. He still has game left, but he's definitely going to have to be on sale.
All right, real quick, couple more. Cam Newton.
Cam is going to play again. I told you that 3 weeks ago.
You said that. I heard you say that.
And you disrespect
I think Cam should be on TV. I think that's the only place for him to
How
go.
you gonna try to take the man on TV for a tenth of what he's making? You can't do that, man.
It's not about Cam. It ain't about what he's not making.
No, you got to stop.
Well, he ain't going. Well,
He's not done.
wait a minute.
You just said, and first of all, it was an insult.
What?
What's the brother name? Because you know I'm bad with names. Quarterback from the Washington football team. That he would
Alex
play.
Smith?
No, you know. What I'm talking about.
The kid Haskins
Haskins would play before Cam.
as a backup somewhere in preseason.
Why you just
Because
why
Cam
you
is a
has
legend.
digressed them?
Because he's a legend.
That's a good cop out.
No, that's the facts.
No, that's a good cop
Once
out. So he's not gonna play because he's a legend.
Yeah.
If he was a legend, he would be playing. Don't you think? That's what they
No,
saying right
legend
now.
means old.
No, what
Legend
they're saying right now, Jamie, you wrong. They saying right now, Jamie, you wrong. If he's a legend, he'll be playing. You saying since he's a legend, he's not gonna play. That's wrong. And then you on top of that, you double down by saying Haskins would start before Cam. Now you lost your mind. And we need to drug test you. I thought that was non-alcoholic. I thought that was check them other bottles because they had what they make them in 6-packs. Because I don't drink. I don't know what they come in. So I tell you what, check how many bottles around here because it's got to be about 4 or 5 of them. You on off.
Here's what I will say. Is
You
that
already
again
said.
with Cam, is that when you have achieved a certain gravitas, which he has.
There you go. Whenever you confused, he throw those words out there
No,
that we have to look up the dictionary.
no.
Rob,
Somebody tell me if Cam should be being backing up anybody. I want to see somebody says that Cam Newton,
how you spell that? Rob.
former MVP, gravitas, former MVP of the National Football League, 10, 12-year veteran or whatever, should be standing with a clipboard behind who's the kid from Clemson that's going to be in Jacksonville now? Whatever his name. Trevor Lawrence.
High seriousness? That's what gravitas means.
Gravitas means
high seriousness, as in a person's bearing or in the treatment of the subject. Had the gravitas of a deep thinker. That's in a sentence.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that's what you really meant?
Well, there's several different iterations of what gravitas
ain't
means.
seen but one, right?
Well, but the dictionary, they always have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.
I go to Webster.
My
partner.
point is very simple with Cam. He is established. The only reason, now we're going back historically, that I had comfort with you coming back out of retirement, not that it was my opinion or my choice, is because I knew what you were going to do.
Don't put me in this.
No, you already.
I'm not putting me in this.
No, because you
don't put me in this. Don't put me in this.
Here's why I'm putting you in. Because
don't do that.
Because the
it's
Deion
not fair
Sanders,
to them.
Coach
It's not
Deion
fair.
that went to Baltimore. No, the Baltimore Ravens Deion Sanders.
And that was an old prime.
That's what I'm saying.
But he was hungry.
Cam is old.
No, he's not. In the quarterback of years, Cam is not old. In quarterback of years, Cam is like middle of the road.
He's old because he's in a one-player position.
Dog.
You don't see. I played a one-player position. It's hard. There ain't a lot of centers.
Got Cam singing "Boys and Men." At the end of the road.
Yeah.
And I don't even know the lyrics, but I know the song.
Go.
You got to stop, dog.
What?
Cam in quarterback years is not at the end of the road.
And
you gonna compare Cam with Haskins? Jamie, come on.
I'm not comparing the both. I'm saying one
People
of them
are
cheap.
cussing in the comments right now.
But I guarantee
I just saw cuss words.
I bet you
right next to
somebody
looks good. Where do these things come from in the comments? Do you think my breast looks good? Like, where did that come from?
Well, it's the same
you want to see my son always circles it and send it to me. You want to see my,
right.
Where did that come from? Who does that?
Somebody looking, because they know they got people looking at
Yeah, but who does that? They're quick too. It's like time you hit send. Ding, they right there. Want to see my breast? No.
We go all the time and taking it to the streets. And what happens? And you have to educate me on, they trying to get caught right there. What's the phrase you use? She bought it or she want it. What is that phrase? It's some phrase that she added or she trying to get busy and you have to translate to me. But my simple point with Cam is when you get to a certain place in time and your game is, he's legendary. Cam is just a legend, period. He just is. At that position, there ain't no backup for Cam. Who's he backing up? Get on TV
what's next?
with the $7,000 suits. Well, what's
that
next
was
is
wrong. Your last exclamation mark, what you said, that was just flat out wrong.
The last guy, and we out of here, Josh McDaniel.
What's wrong?
The Eagle. No, he's finding him a spot, or is it time to find him a spot or not?
If I'm a head coach, which I am,
right?
I'm not running to Philly with that quarterback situation.
Right.
Ain't nowhere in the world. You're going to have to tell me, what am I dealing with? I'm not dealing with both of them. It's going to be one of them I could work with, but I'm not working with both of them. I'm not doing that. I'm not. It's no real head coach wants to be in that situation.
Let's leave Philly out. We'll talk about that later. Let's leave Philly out. I'm saying here you got a guy in Josh McDaniel who got the Detroit Lions job and passed after they gave him the job.
There's a reason.
There's
a reason he passed. You see what happens, right? With that job.
But my question is, how do you as an owner, Jerry Sanders, owner of your team.
Jerry ain't finna do what?
No. I'm just saying in general, how you as an owner now trust this guy to hire him again. Because he bailed the last.
No,
do you need him?
He didn't bail. He was honest with himself. They're saying, I'm not ready for that. I don't want that. I want this. I don't want that. I don't blame him for one bit. I don't blame him. Not whatsoever. I think it was a wise decision by Josh. Matter of fact, Josh, I applaud you. I applaud you, man.
And we're going to applaud you. That's going to do it for this edition of 21st and Prime.
You got a problem with Cam.
And
you need to address that in your heart.
My heart is he belongs on TV.
Man. You're going to take a man that has many more years and you're going to put him on TV.
You ain't found a place for him to play yet. While all of that talking, you
no, he
I ain't seen where no, he played. No. Where do you see anybody
right now. I ain't worried about
see? That's what I'm saying. It's one thing to say something, but if you ain't got no solution,
deployability. I want my team to win. I ain't got time to be putting another grown man on a team. Give me time. I'll come up with a team or 2 or 3.
I'm giving you 2 months. So
He can play several places. He can play in Chicago. Yep, sure can. He can go to Atlanta. Sure can. Want me to keep going?
Okay, excuse me. No.
Back in.
No.
God bless y'all.
Are they gonna
y'all
take
have
him?
a good night.
Yeah.
Have a good day. God bless
he
y'all.
can play in Jacksonville
That's the
too.
end.
You know what? He can play for Tampa too. You know what?
21st
He can play in New Orleans too. Let's just keep throwing out team names.
Yo,
We'll catch
nephew.
y'all next week.
Hand me that Barstool. You know what it is, and for what it's worth, you can catch me on the best corner 21st. Prime time.